up?
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the Batman universe, and today we're taking a look as the unreleased, as of yet, as far as we know, but the Red Robin from the Batman Power Attack, the 3 3/4 inch line. I said this is unreleased, and I got this from an eBay seller, a China seller, surprise, surprise, for those of us that buy things on eBay that we kind of get ahead of time. So I'm not exactly sure how some of the China sellers get these. I don't know if these are production samples and somebody is taking them or has access to them. However they're getting them, I'm glad they can get them so we the viewers can get them. I really like this, and I want to give a shout out, and I apologize if I say your name wrong. I don't think I've heard anybody say the name correctly. It's Pinoy Toy Geek. I'll spell it here because I believe I probably butchered the name. It's Pinoy ToyGeek. I love watching his channel. He has some really cool videos and the way he displays his figures. But he recently did a video that showcased some of the Robin figures that he has. And this was one of them. And I instantly messaged him and said, hey, I didn't know this was out. And he sent me a link to an eBay seller that was selling these figures. And so I was thinking, oh great, well these aren't out yet. They're probably going to be really expensive. And generally from the China sellers, they are selling them very, very cheap. I picked this up for $4.99. In the store, it's almost a $10 figure. So I thought this was a steal. Now granted, it's just a figure that you're seeing here. There are no accessories, and there was no box. It just came in a little clear plastic baggie that was factory sealed, factory sealed from a China seller. So, and they had a lot of the other Power Attack figures in the 3 3/4 inch line. Then they did have some Dark Knight Rises, Man of Steel figures. What was interesting about the China seller that was listing this, they listed this as a red Batman, or red alternate Batman. I can't remember what it said, but red was the first indication of what this was. You could click on the picture and it said red Batman, or red variant Batman. So obviously the China seller didn't know what he had, or was being really coy with it, and specifically mislabeled it to maybe not attract attention. I'm not entirely sure. But, of course, as you know, on this channel, I'm a huge Robin fan. Not only am I a huge Robin fan, I'm a huge Tim Drake fan. So, yes, this is the Tim Drake Red Robin. Turn a little extra light on here. Pardon with the camera wobbling. But what I think is really kind of interesting with this line, we don't get a whole lot of Tim Drake. I mean, we do. We've been getting a lot of Tim Drake stuff. But for a little tiny toy line to purposely make a Red Robin figure, and a very accurate Red Robin figure for the most part, considering the size that it is in this kid-friendly line, if you're having kids and they want kids to play with toys, or if a parent's just going to walk into a store, I don't know how many people might know who Red Robin is, unless it's a parent like me that's like, hey, Red Robin, he's my favorite superhero. So I think it's really cool that Mattel decided to do only their second ever Red Robin figure, but to give us a Red Robin figure in the size is really kind of cool, but I would almost say an odd choice. It's not, there is a Nightwing figure if it's in this line. In the new 52, he's got the red bird wings and everything going down the arms, which I believe the same China seller that I bought this from is now selling the Nightwing figure as well. So it's an odd choice, and granted, I am very, very happy that Mattel made this choice to make this figure. Are we happy that Mattel is making this choice and making action figures? That point can be argued to death, but I really, really do like this figure. I don't have the standard Batman, and now I think I want to get a standard Batman. As you'll see, I have two other Power Attack figures in the minifigure size. Everything is basically, I'll bring up the Robin from the Power Attack line. So here is Robin and Red Robin, Tim Drake 1, Tim Drake 2. This is essentially the exact same figure almost all the way around with a couple obvious changes. Boots are exactly the same. Same arms, gauntlets, even the same belt. Obviously, the chest piece is a new sculpted piece. And the head. The head, I want to say, might be part Batman. It looks very close to being Batman. I should have brought up the Robin figure here. Trying to see if the chins, maybe it's the same chin. It might be. It'll be interesting when I pick up the Batman figure, which there are a plethora of those, if they use the same Batman head, and if they resculpted, you know, obviously took off the ears and added these little earpieces that the Red Robin suit has. See a little bit of plastic there. But it's a cute little figure. It's definitely going to be something nice I'm going to display on my shelf, or maybe even up on my computer for a while, which is where he's been standing for a while. The articulation on him is pretty basic. Head turns left and right. Doesn't get in way of the bandolier. Arms go in a full 360. Bends at the elbow, which it's kind of like a sideways the way the arm is. These arms are all made. They're kind of turned in, so rather than the arm comes straight out, it almost comes across the body. Bends at the leg ever so slightly and back, and the tiny little spindly little knees, so the knee bends, and that's about it. And no waist swivel. I always forget if there's a waist swivel on these. A cloth cape, and this is very much like the plastic cape, the way the cape is made on the last Robin figure that was available in the Power Attack line that had the hood, kind of the Damian Wayne version of it. But I did like this look for the cape, so they started making the cloth capes in the smaller figures for that. To kind of give you a size for the Power Attack, for those that may not know, there was a 6-inch line. So here's the very first Robin from that line. So the proportions, as I get the camera backed out here, the proportions are obviously shrunk down. So, you know, they got their molds and, you know, tweaked them to make them smaller. It's kind of interesting that the little figures have a knee bend where the larger ones don't, but the larger ones turn at the waist. So this really now makes me want a 6-inch Power Attack Red Robin figure. That would be really, really cool. If these come out in stores, I will probably pick up a Red Robin figure just so I could have one in package. I'd be kind of curious to see what accessories they come with, because they all have some kind of zany accessories. The Robin here has the nunchucks that the glider attaches to it. So we'll take a look at another figure here really quick. All right, here's one other little comparison for you. This is the last Red Robin figure that Mattel made. This would be the All-Star 2 wave right before we get into the Unlimited line of course, of the Tim Drake Robin figure. One of my favorite Mattel DC Universe classic figures. So you're kind of going, oh, these are cute little figures, but then this is where we were. So I'm very happy to have this little guy here, and granted I only paid $5 for him, which is even better than going to Walmart or Meijer, but still very, very cool. All right, in closing here, there's not too much to say about these. These are really pretty basic figures. I think maybe they just could have gone without the extra arm and leg articulation. It would have made them a little bit more sturdy if you are having kids to play with it, because I think especially the legs, you're asking for them to break off. They feel so just cheap. But these are a cute little alternative to have, a nice little knick-knack, I would call it. Very cool to get this for $5 off of eBay. If you're kind of wondering, like, oh, I don't know about this Power Attack line, I'm not buying very many from it, trying to only really buy the Robin figures and maybe have a Batman to pair with the Robins, as it were. But still, really pretty cool. And hopefully I'm saying your name right. Penny Toy Geek on YouTube. Definitely go check out his channel. He turned me on to this. I knew that these figures were coming out at some point. I didn't know when. But seems like the China sellers get a hold of them before we do. So today we've been taking a look at the unreleased, as of yet, Red Robin Power Attack figure from the Batman Power Attack 3 3/4 line. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman Universe signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.